Okay, good evening. Namaste to all graduate scholars. Today, we are going to uh, review what we have done in our previous week. Okay, and then after, we will have some updates among our group members. And as soon as we complete this, then we'll move to group presentation. Let's say individual presentation, since we have two members, but they are working alone. So therefore, just we will have individual presentation on TNA report as well as um, training manual reports. So before before we go to presentation, let's discuss what we have uh, done in last week. So in last week, we did our class on May 26, 2025. So our session was initiated with one presentation. The presentation was led by Pramila ma'am, and then after the presentation was also followed by Sudipa ma'am, since they were working in a group. So it was their group presentation. Likewise, the presentation was also uh, followed by Kamala ma'am. Okay, and likewise we had other members, Kalpana Khanal ma'am also. Then after, yeah, we had Sudeepa ma'am, and then after Kamala Joshi ma'am and Kalpana ma'am. So likewise, one after another, we had group members who shared in different angles of their presentation. So since they divided their work as per their work division, they presented those things. Particularly, if I take some things that I have written over here. So what I see is those presentation were based on learner engagement, how to improve reading skills. They discuss about stories, and their intention was to engage the learners. Okay, so here they also shared some objectives along with their presentation. They shared their findings as well. Almost we had a very nice, productive week last week. Even we had some reflection session as well. Our graduate scholars were having some discussions right after the presentation. It was fruitful discussion, by the way, and they even discuss about some innovative pedagogies. They discuss about student-centered methods, and they discuss how classroom can be how we can make our classroom interactive, how we make our training interactive. So those things were highly discussed there. And yes, obviously there were many things to remind those presentations. So overall, we had a very wonderful session. Even I learned some acronymy part of the ideas that shared by our graduate students. So likewise, they also discuss about recently applied strategies. For example, how is TikTok used? How can we leverage TikTok or other kind of digital technologies? Yeah, they discuss about this also, and they also talk about formative assessment, how we can design formative assessment in order to improve our learners' learning. So likewise, it was even, yeah, we reviewed some practice of Nelta as well, and yeah. So overall, the session went well. Okay. So when we reflect what we did last week, obviously last week was quite engaging as well as fruitful, since we had a couple of presentations. So those presentations were based on TN report as well as training manuals, as we have already discussed about it. Okay. In the meantime, I request my scholars to share their recent updates if they have brought anything else new. Since we have other business also today, as I already mentioned, we have a couple of presentations. One presenter has already been here, but I'm waiting for other presenter as well. We are likely to have two presentations. Okay, so before moving to presentation, as I already informed, yeah, we are likely to have some informal sessions. Yeah, we share what we have done and what we are doing. So what kind of challenges are being appeared there. So those things are there. Okay, here, likewise, we also did some kind of informal sessions before our formal session in previous weeks as well. So in that time, uh, we discuss about how our training session is going on, or let's say how our manual is going on, how is TNA report being prepared. All these things were discussed there. Yes, I'm pretty sure our scholars might have brought some experience regarding what they have done during the week, since we are meeting after 1 week. So during the week, they must have prepared their final TNA reports as well as training manuals, since we are about to go to the field. And before we go to the field, obviously we must be having those requirements. Those requirements are very much crucial to manage, because since those things should be managed by ourselves, why we should be late to manage to arrange those things. Yeah, so since we are familiar with the difficulties that may arise during our presentations, right? So being aware of those kind of challenges, it is necessary to gather those things in our bag so that we can mitigate those challenges. Otherwise, it will be difficult for us to run our training smoothly. So typically, we are expected to give hands-on and hands-on skills, knowledge to our trainees in our host schools. Obviously, they expect something else more from us. So we have to have so many things in our backpack so that we can transcend some ideas to them. And yes, yeah, as of today, we have had lots of classes on from what is training, what is workshop, and how we can design it. And while running our classes, we discuss about what kind of pedagogies are applicable at present time. So what are the things that teachers interest in, and how we create interest to our trainees. Even we discuss that aspect also. And even we must be conscious of what kind of training frameworks, what kind of training necessities, or let's say framework is designed by Nepal government. We also are likely to review the document by Nepal government. So for your information, Nepal government has just prepared one revised amend recently amended Shikshak Prashikshak Sakshamta Prarup 2082. So we will review the document also. So this document is very much crucial because that document explores a lot of things that we have to come across during our session, before our sessions, or during the session or after the session as well. And what kind of qualities should be owned by trainers, right? So those things are getting there clearly. So after our presentations, as we have already discussed, we'll have the review upon the document. Okay, without further ado, um, as I just informed that we are likely to have recent updates. What kind of update have they brought so far? Okay, now I can see I have 13 scholars including me. So here I see Kamala Joshi ma'am, Rajesh Sai sir, Rasmi Bhatrai ma'am, Rita Khatri ma'am, as well as Sabina ma'am, Sanju Rai ma'am, Sudeepa Sake ma'am, Siring Choden Guru ma'am, So I am expecting my other graduate students to join the class, but I'm not sure. Yeah. So maybe yeah, I just got one email from Sarutanam sir. He's unlikely to come, but rest of the graduates will come here. So and I expect everyone would come on timely so that we can furnish everything else properly. Otherwise, things may maybe mess up. So here, I must listen to my students that what they have brought so far. Yeah, although I had a few informal discussion also with a couple of my graduate students that they are about to go to their host schools in order to run the training. Yes, so even I got opportunity to review their work, that what they have done, what they have prepared so far. Okay, I see. I see many scholars over here. Maybe they are quite ready to share their updates. Okay, केही साथीहरू अपडेट दिनुहुन्छ चाहनुहुन्छ जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई. So talking going back to Sabina ma'am. So Sabina ma'am, did you make any changes there that we had a few discussion last time? Did you come across the slide that we?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We went through the slides on the same day that we discussed with you, and we made the changes based on your feedbacks and the
Okay,
comments given by you.
okay,
And so regarding the certificate, I talked with the Surendra sir, and he will be sending very soon.
okay.
And all the equipments just making them everything ready,
Ah,
requirements, and yes, sir, it's going well, and we're visiting school very soon.
okay. So thank you so much, Sabina ma'am, for sharing your recent updates. Yeah. So when I went to your document, that was quite wonderfully prepared, since the objectives were clearly defined as well as activities were defined there, and then even I got opportunity to see to review to give some of my advice as well, that there that were needed to improve in some parts. Okay, moving forward to other scholars. So this is random probing session that सर म्यामहरू यसो हजुरले क्विक केही कुराहरू सेयर गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ कि यहाँहरूले के गरिरहनु भएको छ, अथवा केही च्यालेन्जहरू आएको छ? जस्तो अस्ति नै हामीले साथीहरूले च्यालेन्जको पनि सेयर गर्नुभएको थियो, हाम्रो होस्ट स्कुलको अवस्था यस्तो छ, अथवा यहाँ चाहिँ यो खालको चाहिँ सुविधा छैन, अथवा त्यो खालको भन्ने चाहिँ कुराहरू भएको थियो. सो यहाँहरूले ऱ्यान्डमली सेयर गर्नुभयो भने चाहिँ के भइरहेको छ? आई क्यान सी रामकिन सर. Ramkin sir, can I have any updates?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Uh, from my side, sir, there is no any update recently,
Hmm.
but I'm a little bit curious regarding conducting training, sir.
Okay, okay.
Sir, what things are provided by Kusud if we are going to conduct training,
Hmm.
like certificates, then training banners,
Hmm.
then what kinds of materials are provided?
Okay, very nice question, sir. Yes. So let's talk about this question first. Then I will let you speak more about it. Okay, sir. So Sabina ma'am, could you please help me out to answer there? Ramkin sir is asking whether Kusur provides any other documents that. So could you please share your experience based on the experience that you have got?
Sure, sir. So regarding all the requirements, as we discussed last time also, as we have to just get on our own, as me and Churing ma'am, we are planning to just get or buy the all the things like note copies and everything else on our own. And regarding the certificate, we will share with you all very soon. because we're having a talk with Surendra sir. And regarding the banners, also we're making on our own,
mm,
and like whatever we need, we are doing on our own. And even
mm,
as you said regarding the speakers,
mm,
I bought it.
mm,
Yesterday, and if we have to face this power cut and something like that,
mm,
because it will just hamper the entire programs, that's why. So Ramsa, whatever the things we need, we have to do on our own.
mm.
So because it's a kind of exam also, instead of our former exam, we should do on our own. Yeah,
Okay.
except the certificates, all the things we should get on our own.
Okay, thank you so much, Sabina ma'am, for assisting me to answer Ramgin's question. So it is a timely asked question, I should say. Yes, Ramgin sir, for your
Yes, Khalid
information.
sir.
Yes, please.
Yes, we are going to prepare the banner. Can we use the Kusut logo, sir?
Yes, you are allowed to, since you are the graduate students of Kusur, you are allowed to use it. Okay, provided that the activity is under the KU, KU's authority. Okay, you can use it since you are going to give training, having the authority of KU. Obviously, you can use it, sir. So the certificate will be provided as Sabina ma'am has already mentioned over here. Let's not repeat it. But even Sabina ma'am mentioned that even she brought up a speaker. So having said that, things should be managed of your own. Okay, but the thing is that we can minimize our budget. Okay, so budget. Just think about the requirements. So when you remind one of our classes, we discuss about the challenges. So during our class, we discuss about the challenges that we have to come across. So thinking that, thinking that, please start making list and then arranging them. Okay, so that you can arrange the session easily. Okay, so obviously that some schools may not have those resources, so therefore we have to be conscious of what the resources are available, what are not available. Okay, beforehand of training. Okay, so at the time of training, we should be quite ready with all kinds of documents, tools, any kind of stationary items that are needed during the session. Okay, that's all about it. But the thing is that whether you are in contact with the school or not, whether you have maintained the telephone correspondence with them or meeting with them, if your location is quite near to the school, better to visit them, better to talk to them, periodically, so that you can maintain the nexus with the school. ओके सर त्यो चाहिँ हजुरले तयार गर्नु होला अब सर्टिफिकेटको पार्ट हो बेटर टु प्रिपेयर ब्यानर अनि त्यसपछि लाइक स्टेसनरी आइटम्सहरू अनि त्यस्तो अरू केही कुराहरू यहाँलाई क्विकली केही पऱ्यो भने पछि हामी छलफल गर्छौँ सामान्य ट्रेनिङमा चाहिने चिजहरू यहाँले अब लो कस्ट तरिकाले हाउ यु म्यानेज थिङ्स किन्नु नि पऱ्यो एज सबिना म्याम अलरेडी मेन्सन इट इज आवर इक्जाम वी हेभ टु म्यानेज इट है त सर त्यति भने मैले okay so now moving forward to we had a very nice conversation with Ramkrishna sir. Now, Srijana Bazari ma'am, yes, ma'am, could you please update with us that what the things are going there? Any problems like talking to people who you are talking to, and then what's the school, the teachers, and other requirements. Okay, so it will be all right if you share those things.
Yes, sir. So actually, I've been trying to approach to the school, like
Mm,
to fix the dates and all.
mm,
But like that academic coordinator, he was like quite busy since few days. I was
mm,
trying to contact him, and yesterday also I tried to contact, and he was out.
mm,
So he said he'll talk by in evening, but it didn't happen. So
mm.
maybe probably today night I think I'll have a phone call with him and fix about the dates and all, and probably if possible like we will visit also.
Okay. So yes, so quickly let me speak a few words. I just remind one small portion over here. So here, since we are at the end of the formal classes also, so now I would like you to make one matrix that when are you going to give a training, right? So make one matrix. एउटा matrix बनाउनु त्यहाँ मैले बनाएको छु यहाँले त्यसलाई फिलअप गर्नु होला जस्तै अब सबिना म्यामहरू रामी सरहरू बिबी बिनी म्यामहरू पनि अलमोस्ट सबै हामी साथीहरू सबै हामी अलमोस्ट रेडीमै छौँ तर मात्र के भने अब स्कुलले ग्रिन सिग्नल दिने बित्तिकै हामी चाहिँ हेर्ने मलाई लाग्छ सबिना म्याम सिलिङ म्यामले रिसेन्टली गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ शनिबार सायद पार्नुहुन्छ होला शनिबार सार्वजनिक बिदाको दिन अथवा त्यस्तै मिलेन भनेदेखि अफिस आवरमा पनि पार्नु पऱ्यो अब यो कमिङ स्याटरडे चाहिँ म अलिकति व्यस्त हुन्छु प्लिज यहाँहरूलाई मैले पहिल्यै जानकारी गरेको छु कमिङ स्याटरडे चाहिँ सकेसम्म नपारौँ स्याटरडे र फ्राइडे मेरो अलिकति अर्जेन्सी छ त्यस्तै चाहिँ अलिकति पारिवारिक कारणले यो चाहिँ त्यसपछिको दिनहरू भनेको यस एनी डे फ्रम सन्डे टु स्याटरडे बिहानमा सकेसम्म नपारौँ हुन त बिहानै कतिपय स्कुलले बिहान पनि भन्छ भन्नु त बिहान भयो भने छलफल गर्नु पर्ने हुन्छ किनभने सो वी अल्सो आर एट द इन्ड अफ द सेसन फर अदर स्कुल्स अल्सो सेमेस्टरको अन्त पनि इन्ड हुन लागिरहेको छ जुनमा त्यता पनि अन्त पनि इन्ड गर्नुपर्ने छ अलिकति त्यसमा अर्जेन्सी छ अरू स्कुल आवरमा अथवा यहाँहरूलाई कुन दिन त्यो पर्छ स्कुलसँग पनि मिलाउनु पर्ने हुन्छ त्यही भएर एउटा म्याट्रिक्स बनाएर ग्रुप मेम्बर्स त्यहाँ बनेको पनि छ मैले त्यो अलिकति अपडेट गर्नुपर्ने जस्तो लाग्छ त्यो अपडेट गर्छु एन्ड देन डेट राख्नु होला अनि कुन दिन जाने त्यो खालको चाहिँ एउटा फर्मल एउटा म्याट्रिक्स बनायो भने वी क्यान रन आवर थिङ्स स्मुथली है त विदाउट एनी कन्फ्लिक्ट अब कहिले कहिले एकैचोटि जुत्यो भनेदेखि वी हेभ टु rethink about who maybe other faculty members or maybe other scholars under K would visit provided that the two session will be together अब त्यस्तो भयो भनेदेखि त्यसो पनि गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ त एनिवे यहाँहरूको सहज हुनु पऱ्यो मेन कुरा है युनिभर्सिटीले म्यानेज गर्छ इनकेस त्यस्तो खालको अलि असहज स्थिति अथवा त्यो खालको भयो भने हामी पनि पहिले इन्फर्म गर्छौँ त्यो भएपछि एक हप्ता अगाडि जानकारी भयो भनेदेखि मिल्ने नमिल्ने अथवा त्यो कसो गर्न सक्ने अथवा को जाने भनेर हामीलाई पनि फिक्स गर्न सजिलो हुन्छ त्यसो भए हुनाले यहाँले अलिकति केही समय अगाडि जानकारी दिनु होला अनि अब मेरो फुर्सद हुन्छ म जान्छु अब अफिसबाट सुरेन सरहरू लगायत अरू कोही साथीहरू हामी त्यहाँ इन हाउस फ्याकल्टीहरू को हुन्छ त्यो जोग्राफी हेरेर त्यो अनुसार हामी आफ्नो काम डिभाइड गरेर गर्छौँ त्यो एउटा चाहिँ म्याट्रिक्स चाहिँ हामी तुरन्तै तयार गर्छौँ मैले यहाँ सेयर गरेँ जस्तो लाग्छ लेट मी सी है त यो मसँग एउटा थियो जस्तो लागेको छ यस इट मस्ट बी हियर लेट मी जस्ट मिनट here okay one thing else yeah so I had prepared one matrix but it was not about the final final touch or let's say final move for training okay I will create a matrix a chart which will reflect the final move for our training okay so I will create some metrics there some elements that we can manage our day time trainers venue so those
Excuse me, sir. Sir,
yes ma'am
I will join after some time due to some urgency, sir.
okay ma'am please okay please so अनि त्यो एउटा तयार गरेर हामी अनि तयार गर्छौँ र अनि I hope you will add up you will just fill up which date are you comfortable with हैन होस्ट स्कुलसँग कुरा गरेर जस्तै सृजना म्यामले भनिरहनु भएको छ सी इज गोइङ टु टक टु होस्ट स्कुल इन दिस इभिनिङ so yeah like that I hope you are also having correspondence with them यहाँ बिचमा गर्नुभएको छैन व्यस्त हुनुहुन्छ भनेदेखि पनि फलोअप गर्दै गर्नु होला फेरि कुरा गर्नु भएन भनेदेखि फेरि त्यो पछि फेरि सहज हुँदैन एक लेभलको एउटा रिलेसन भइसकेको हुन्छ अनि फेरि बिचमा ब्रेक भयो भने फेरि अनि अर्कै हुनसक्छ अथवा असहज हुनसक्छ so having said that my point here is keep on contacting to those schools and to those people, especially मैले अस्ति पनि भनेको थिएँ एकजना सर अथवा म्याम प्रोभाब्ली त्यहाँको एडमिनिस्ट्रेटरहरूसँग कुरा गर्दाखेरिमा बेटर हुन्छ एकजनासँग कुरा गर्नुभयो भने अलिक कन्भिन्सिङ पनि हुन्छ त्यो गर्नु होला ओके सो बिसाइड सृजना म्याम एनी अदर या मोहम्मद सर joined today okay today Mohammed sir you came a little bit early it's good news by the way okay ल who should we talk listen to Sanju ma'am is there Sudita Rajesh Sai sir Kamal Rajesh Sai sir belongs to Bini ma'am they are working group Kalpana also okay yes please let's not take any particular name सर म्यामहरूको केही कुरा छ भने क्विकली कुरा गरौँ देन विजय सर विल गिभ ए प्रेजेन्टेसन राइट आफ्टर वी फिनिस आवर दिस डिस्कसन अरू केही छ सर म्यामहरू ओके सर म्यामहरू खासै त्यस्तो कुरा केही पनि आएन जस्तो लाग्छ अब पछि पनि हामी जोइन हुन्छौँ यो रिफ्लेक्सन सेसनमा राइट आफ्टर द प्रेजेन्टेसन Okay, I think Vijay sir is pretty ready. He is desperately waiting for his time, right? And yeah, so it is that. Let me see the watch. It is say 6:07. It is let's say 6 p.m. in my watch. Okay, so Vijay sir, I think you are quite ready with your slides, your device, and yes, if you need any couple of minutes, you can take your time. Otherwise, yeah, just I allow you to go ahead. Vijay sir?
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Okay, I'm like setting the things up.
Okay, sir. Okay, so सर म्यामहरू केही छ भनेदेखि यस केही कुराहरू गर्न सक्छ बिनी म्यामले भनिरहनु भएको थियो जस्ट दे आर हेडिङ टु ताचल द स्कुल लाइज देयर एन्ड सी हेज अ ग्रुप अ लार्ज ग्रुप अल्सो right it will be pretty interesting team and yeah if they are managed themselves then the training will be interesting also even the team is included with Saroj Sara also and the team also is a sort of bigger one than other group members okay so things are there so Bini ma'am could you please remind me the name of school
Name?
हजुर
Holy Vision, sir.
television very good. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, I noted it down. So then after Rasmi ma'am, could you please share any kind of things quickly?
Sir, Srizana ma'am has already
Okay, thank
shared
you.
some
Thank
answers.
you, ma'am. Okay. Sanju ma'am, yes, please. Sanju ma'am,
Sir,
yes.
she is also from our group. Sanju
Yes.
ma'am,
Sorry, sir,
me,
I was
Rashmi ma'am,
muted.
Shushi ma'am.
Okay.
Sorry, sir, I
Okay.
was muted, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Okay, no problem. No problem, ma'am. It's just
Actually,
yes.
I have a meeting later this evening, so may I have your permission to leave the class a bit early today, around 8 p.m.?
Hey, okay, okay, why not? Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So then after Eliza ma'am is joining Eliza ma'am, Bini ma'am, they are together. Kamala Joshi ma'am, Kalpana Khanal ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so could you please give any updates that you are having right now?
So about the training.
Training or yeah, things are just with us, training, TNA, whatever. Yeah, just we discuss
Last
those things repeatedly. Yeah.
last week we shared our TNA, sir, in the group.
Okay. Okay.
And about the training we are discussing, sir, we have seen some schools.
Okay.
Our topic is on storytelling, and
Ah,
we'll.
it's it seems exciting because I like it, and then we had a very long discussion last time. Yeah, storytelling.
We have selected a school and we'll manage our time. We need to manage all our busy, so we'll manage accordingly and then we'll
So sooner is better, as it is said. Is better. Now
Exam
you
time
have
in
form,
August.
so I will have created one form by tomorrow, probably by this evening also. And त्यहाँ हजुरले चाहिँ आफ्नो मेबी इस्टिमेटेड टाइम र अनि त्यो एउटा म कोलम बनाउँछु जस्ट त्यहाँ जसरी हामीले प्रेजेन्टेसन स्केड्युलको एडिट गर्दै गएको छौँ त्यही अनुसारले त्यो बनाएर के भएको छ त्यहाँ त्यसमै अपडेट गर्ने क्या होइन त्यो पनि सजिलो
Okay,
हुन्छ
sir. Sure.
प्रोभाइड टाइमै अहिले फिक्स भइदियो भने के हुन्छ भने we can just mark our calendar, right? Kalpana Khanal ma'am is going to give presentation on that date, or going to give the workshop. So I must go there. It's a kind of plan should be made beforehand. Therefore, अलिकति त्यसलाई चाहिँ बनाएर गऱ्यो भने ठिक छ. Okay, Bijay sir. Yeah, Bijay sir just gave one signal that he is ready. So, dear all scholars, may I request all of you to be duly present and then focus on the presentation, which is going to be just started by Bijay Adhikari sir. Okay, Bijay Adhikari sir, wish you all the best. And yeah, it was just although you were interested in sharing your presentation 1 week or 2 weeks ago, due to your visit to other place, you could not do it, right? So I realized it. So now, yeah, the floor is yours. You can share your slide. Please let me know if it is not convenient to you to share your slides.
Good evening, sir. Okay, it's fine, sir. I can do it by myself.
Okay.
So there is not a problem with that. Let me first share my screen. So I hope my screen is visible already.
Yes, sir. It is
And
quite visible. Let me take one screenshot. Yeah, I took it.
so thank you once again, sir, and good evening to respected Vinod sir and all my friends. So today I'm going to give a presentation um, on my like teacher training, or let's say on integrating. The topic of my session is integrating Bloom's taxonomy to prepare daily lesson plans for effective English language teaching in basic level. So I'll be giving this training to the basic level teachers. Before I get into my training manual, I would like to take a few moments talking about the need assessment, because that's where I started from. So for this training, particularly, I chose a school in Bardia district, and I visited that. It's a private school, small private school in rural area, and I chose that school and I visited it. So, and then like visiting the site, I observed the classroom and some class teachings also. I was like lucky to have a good relationship with the school principal, and he allowed me to like observe some classes of few teachers on my request, and I did that. So I will like tell about that a little later. And similarly, I also held some discussion with the students, few students of 6, 7, and 8 grades. So similarly, during my like visit, I also interviewed principal, conducted a focus group. It was not properly focus group discussion, but was kind of focus group discussion with the English and the other teachers as well, because it's a small school running classes up to grade 8, and therefore there were not many teachers who were teaching English. Therefore, I kind of talk to other subject teachers as well. And talking about the findings of my observation, I came to know that the school, especially the teachers, they do not have the culture of using lesson plan. So they are going to class and teaching the lesson in their one way without any structured plan to guide them through their lesson. So that was the first thing I noted there. And another thing that came out of my observation was the teacher were not using any teaching aids or materials, let's say. They mostly I saw them that they were somehow solely dependent on the textbook for their teaching. I did not notice any teacher using any extra teaching material apart from the textbook itself. So that was also I noted as a problem with this school, and this is one of the area or aspects where teachers need support, because later on when I sat with teachers discussing their the problem, and I indirectly raised this question among them that why they were not using such materials, and they just shared very frankly to me that uh, they don't have much idea about developing such material. They told me that sometimes they try to use a very simple teaching aids such as a flashcard or the things like that, but they did not continue with that. And the school also did not seem to be encouraging, I would say, the teacher to use such materials. Otherwise, some of them must have used. And in my discussion with the teachers and the principal, I came to know that there was issue with classroom management, especially some students, according to the teachers, are were not very active in the class, and they paid very little interest in their lessons. They did not submit their homeworks regularly on time, and several other problems also. So they said that they need kind of classroom management skills also, which can be achieved through some sort of trainings. So these were the three needs that I noted down. And because we were required to pick one particular need, and I chose to go with lesson planning, because lesson plan is the very foundational kind of tool or a skill that any modern schools need. So other than any other issues, this has to be addressed. Then only the lessons will be effective. Teachers will have the habit of going to the class by with a rigorous let's say preparation, and the learning will be systematic, and assessment also will be somehow systematic, and the learning of the student will be measurable through lesson planning. So I chose this problem to be addressed through my training. Okay, and the purpose of this training is to improve the quality of English language instruction, enabling teachers to prepare structured lesson plans. And in this training, I have planned to use Bloom's taxonomy, because nowadays schools are increasingly paying attention toward making the students problem solver and equip them with a higher order thinking skills. That's what called HOTS in short. I found in many places being used this acronym HOTS. So because this is the growing trend, as well as the need of the students also. to remain competitive in this fast pacing world. And the target group for my training, this session will be initially I had thought of going with 6 to 8, 6, 7, 8, but because there were not many teachers, I decided to include grade 5 as well. So there will be teachers, probably not strictly like limited to English teachers, I guess. If willing, I will be including like some other subject teachers also, because that way it will be easier for me to conduct the training, and we will have at least 2 or 3 groups to conduct the activities in the hands-on session. Okay. And the duration of this is, required by our course. As of now, I have thought 2 6-hour sessions, but let's see. Like I might increase time a little bit if possible, and try to conclude within one day, because like last time I had talked to the principal, and he told me that maybe 2 days will be difficult, and 6 hours each day consecutively might be a little difficult. So I'm thinking of increasing time and conclude everything within the day. uh, the objective of this training that I have listed here on the screen, as you can see, like after this training, the teacher will be aware of the importance of lesson planning, and they can talk about this. They will be able to identify and describe 6 levels of Bloom's taxonomy. Okay, we almost all of us are familiar with Bloom's taxonomy, and similarly, they will develop clear learning objectives for lessons using this Bloom's taxonomy. Um, Okay, and when we are talking about Bloom's taxonomy, then certain groups of verb associating with those 6, different levels, they come into the picture. They are really important, and like the teachers will be familiar, and they will have skills developed so that they can use these verbs to design and develop their lessons. Okay. And regarding the material and tools that I'll be using, the first one is lesson plan template, because it's important, to demonstrate what consists of a good lesson plan. Therefore, I will demonstrate a few a lesson plan template. It's not few, it's only one template that I'll be using. And similarly, I will prepare Bloom's action verb list, and I will get it printed so that I can distribute as handouts to the participants, so that they can take a reference of these verbs anytime they wish. And similarly, I also will prepare a checklist for teachers for self-assessment, the self-assessment in the sense that they will be designing lesson plan, sample lesson plan, probably 1 or 2 at least. And once they develop or design their lesson plan, then I will have them um, um, like fill out that checklist. It's a simple form actually, that contains the information whether they included the core components of the lesson plans. And similarly, there will be peer teaching, also micro teaching. I'm planning of using the lesson plan that they develop to take into action, therefore I'm planning, or I'm thinking of conducting a very brief, because this training is going to be held within one single institution, and I hope there will be not many teachers, and those teachers will be divided into groups. So I guess there will be 2 or 3 groups. So it's not going to consume a lot of time for this. And this way, they have even more genuine experience of not only of crafting the lesson plan, but also acting on it. After, I mean, while observing their teaching, their peers can suggest them some feedback, and even I, as the facilitator, will be able to do the same. And the other material I have is presentation slide. I'll be preparing. I have prepared almost all, but some work is still remaining, and I will be completing those slides. And I will be requiring multimedia projector. So I have already talked to the principal, and he told me that it is possible to arrange from their side. So I'm not going to have to do it on my own. It's going to be offered from the school itself. And as you can see, the Bloom's action verbs list. So one I have included here. And in this picture, if we pay attention toward the bottom side, then these skills are divided into, let's say, two categories. One, lower order thinking skills, that is lots in short, and higher order thinking skills, that is HOTS. Okay. So by utilizing these verbs, the participants will be designing lessons, activities, everything, and therefore it's going to kind of break a balance between the lower order skills, which the schools seem to focus mostly these days, knowing and remembering those kind of things, up to evaluating or synthesizing those higher level of cognitive skills. Talking about the roles of facilitator and participants, a facilitator will guide, I mean, I will guide the discussion and provide models or examples, like models of the lesson plans. Probably I'm thinking of giving them a demo class also, since they don't have the experience of using the lesson plan inside the classroom. So they might struggle to cope up with lesson plan, because when I recall my early teaching days, then I remember that going with lesson plan after having the habit of going without can be really challenging. So to ease that difficulty, this kind of model classes will be very effective in my expectation. And models also provide opportunity for the participant to get something concrete than the abstract knowledge only out of the training. So I will be doing that, and I will also monitor group work, because they will be designing lesson plans in group, discussing with each other and utilizing the resources that I supply them with. And throughout this process, I'll be monitoring and offering help where needed. So feedback and reflection is also one of the part of the facilitator. And as I have already told earlier, that I'll be providing the required materials, everything required in the session, in cooperation with the school management, which I have already talked and confirmed. Talking about the participants, so the participant will actively engage in group tasks and discussion. Similarly, they will create and present sample lesson plans during the session. and at last they will reflect on personal practices. So talking about the personal practices, reflecting on the personal practices, more or less I'm already familiar, they are not using any lesson plan. So once we get toward the end of the session, like I will have them compare the kind of experience they went through, especially this micro teaching, with their actual classroom teaching in the past. I mean, the teaching before this training session, compare and reflect on the experience, like what difference they notice, whether it is they genuinely think it's going to be helpful, or any other thing that they want to share. And this reflection is going to serve for assessment of my training session as well. Okay. In the actual training, when we get into the actual training, it starts with a brain storming question. So this is just a sample question I have put here. I might use few more or different question, but I will ask them the question similar to what happens when there is no plan, and it will also work as icebreaker. Then all the participants will have to participate, even to respond to this question. So this is how they will get in motion. Okay. And after that, they will be introduced to main components of a lesson plan. Okay, like what components are there in a good lesson plan, and so that will be revealed to them, I mean explained to them. And after discussing about the components of a lesson plan, because I have planned to integrate Bloom's taxonomy to design a lesson plan. So I must start with a very brief introduction of Benjamin Bloom, the person behind this, let's say, taxonomy. And after that, these six cognitive levels will be thoroughly explained, and I will also tell them the difference between each of these and why it is important to understand, like what happens if we don't understand, how these things are going to create difference for our, I mean, students. So I will be telling them that these I mean higher order thinking skills are our target, and but at the same time we cannot totally ignore the lower level thinking skills as well, because these also are important in their one places. So I will tell them like how we can create a very good balance between these two skills, so that the students are not only fed with information but are enabled to carry out the activities themselves, making them independent and problem solver. Okay. And here I will be demonstrating them, I'll be demonstrating them, I mean I will have already demonstrated by now the action verbs. There are different six groups of action verbs, and later on what I will do is I will display some like question containing these action verbs, and I will ask the participant to group those into these six different skills. Okay. And after that is over, then I'll be moving on to displaying a very well structured versus poorly planned lesson plan. I thought of including this segment here because many times the teachers may be confused that whether their whatever lesson plan that they have drafted, whether that is good or not, how to know, because uh, like uh, uh, after the training session, because it's the school is not very close. It's far from the place where I reside, so they cannot like come and ask, those kind of things. So I'm going to show beforehand. They run into this problem, that how a good lesson plan is and what can be missing in a poorly structured lesson plan, so they can compare themselves and get some idea. Okay. And this good or better planned lesson, I'm thinking of using is I mean, for moral teaching means like I will teach them the topic in, I mean, whatever content is in that lesson plan, very briefly, not the whole lesson, but very I mean, briefly. I will demonstrate how they can use the lesson plan inside the classroom. For that purpose, I will be doing this. And our main session is writing effective lesson plans. So after by now it should, I mean, the participant will have very clear understanding of lesson plan itself, its importance, and they will have idea about the Bloom's and his taxonomy, and different categories of verbs, and how to create sentences using those verbs. So now they are kind of ready to write their own lesson plans. And at this point, I will provide them with a structured lesson plan, I mean, template of the structured lesson plan to each group, and they will start working on this. And at the same time, I will remind them and encourage them to align the objectives, activities, and all these assessment tasks, because what happens is the teachers might get confused, or let's say they may not pay proper attention to the content, the objective of the lesson, and the kind of activities that might be more suitable for that content. Okay, so I will focus more on creating a kind of coherence or better alignment among these components. So after that, they will start working on writing their lesson plans, and I will I'm not sure whether I included that in the material section or not, but I'm planning to carry the textbook that I have used to let's say design the model lesson plan with me. And I will keep a few more copies of the textbook and provide to each groups, so that they can like design their lesson plan referencing the same textbooks. And it will be easier because we have got textbook as well as the plan, side by side, and that way it will be easier to compare and evaluate also. Okay, and I will be providing all the facilitation and support that they require during the process. And I have highlighted this because this is the main, component of my training session. So it is very important. And once I have not mentioned about the expected timings, but it's going to be taking a substantial chunk of the whole training session. I mean, time of the training session. Once the participants they are ready with their lesson plans, then I will collect them probably, or I will organize a micro teaching session. And in this session, each group will give a very brief teaching session, micro teaching session of few minutes. And I will decide like how long is it going to be depending on the availability of the time. But yeah, I will definitely provide opportunity to each group. And while one group is let's say teaching their peers, or other group members, or other teachers will be evaluating, and they will fill out that peer evaluation form. Okay, and later on, once they are done with the teaching, especially the teacher who gave the I mean who taught the lesson, I will once they finish, I will give, let's say, tentatively some 5-7 minutes to fill out the self assessment form. It is important because during their teaching, they will have experience the lacks, I mean their own strength and weaknesses, which is better to record while it is still fresh. So I'm going to provide this opportunity to record their experience. And finally, after the micro teaching is done for one teacher or one group, let's say, then I will give my feedback on their teachings. So, for assessment and evaluation of the efficacy of the training session, I'll be using reflection from the participants. So, yeah, that's all. Thank you, everyone. Um, yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Vijay sir, and congratulations on your successful presentation on the topic of integrating Bloom's taxonomy for basic level teachers, right, sir? So, yeah,
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I found the training, or let's say, training manual quite specific. Okay, quite specific in order to uh, develop our trainee understand use Bloom's taxonomy correctly in their classrooms. Particularly, you will focus on how to structure lesson plan by using Bloom's taxonomy. So Bloom's taxonomy is deeply rooted aspect in teaching learning activities. So we cannot undermine the idea by Bloom's taxonomy. So Vijay sir, may I request you to stop presenting?
Sure, sir.
Okay. So just there is something else on the screen. I stop. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much, Vijay sir, that you want to give training on the proper use of Bloom's taxonomy. Bloom's taxonomy can be applied in different aspects of teaching learning activities. Among of them, you are going to focus on how to use it in um, making lesson plan. So overall, the lesson plan which is created, which is structured based on Bloom's taxonomy, is trusted, is believed to be well implemented in the field. So wish you all the best, sir. So now we have our friends who are in the list. As I see 16, the number of participant is decreasing. I don't know, maybe because of some urgency. I don't know. Just only I received an email, one formal email from Sarut answer today, and rest of them I'm not, saying anything else. So anyway, now moving forward to his presentation, I have some reflections based on the presentation given by Vijay sir. So in the meantime, I am requesting each scholars right here to share your reflection based on the presentation given by Vijay sir. So you might include your perception. I mean your experience that you got. One, and next thing you might include the experience what you learned from Vijay sir's presentation, as well as if you have any creative feedback, okay, creative comments. So it will be more, um, it will be better to share right now. So by saying that, I would like to request all my graduate scholars to share your thoughts. So I can see here 16, including me, and so Bizar is there. Yeah, we will have 14 scholars. Okay, please share one by one. I can see alphabetical order right now. So if I move to alphabetical order, I have to go with Betsar. So I think Betsar has noted something else down in his diary. Okay, maybe
Okay,
he's.
good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Vijay sir also and all. And let me first congratulate you for bringing such a important concept of Bloom taxonomy in making lesson plan. So it's a very challenging task you have chosen. I can say like
No.
we have a type of habit, no, to go in classroom without having any preparation. So it will be very benefit for all the teachers who are taking your training session and who will be taking your training session. And the thing is, like I have heard Bloom taxonomy so many times after joining KU. Before it, I was very much unknown to it, frankly speaking. And secondly, last year we discussed a lot about Bloom taxonomy in making question paper. So this time making lesson plan. So it's great opportunity for me to uncover all this aspect. And thank you, Vijay sir, for uh, making such a thing relevant for me also, because I also came to know about it. Though when you were presenting, I was thinking like I have seen a lesson plan where this type of format was there, like I do first, we do second, and third you do. So now I come to relate the point with your Bloom taxonomy lesson plan. So nothing sir, nothing to say, but it's very good presentation. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so thank you, Beth Joshi sir, for your appreciating words. Particularly, obviously, we find teachers not visiting class. We find teachers visiting their class without any tools, as Bijay sir already shared in his scene setting background. In his slide number 2 or slide number 1, in slide number 2, he was talking about the background scene setting, that why he chose. When he assessed the situation, he thought he should work on it. So, had he not found those kind of participants, he would not have chosen this area, I suppose, right? If I'm not wrong. So because of that context, he chose this area. Yeah. So we are the researchers. So yeah, I situate yourself. I situate you all scholars are in research level. Now it is our time to be having research mindset. Okay, all the time. So no matter the sometimes things go beyond our access, but we should not leave doing research, carrying out research. Then we should switch, which would be the fittest over here to over there to do further workshops, trainings, all these things. So therefore, TN is quite pretty important for us. Right? Just we feel there is some sort of needs, some sort of gaps are found there. Okay, when he saw that loophole, then he wanted to fill it up. So it's pretty good start, by the way, as Betzer has already highlighted. Yeah, those teachers who do not go, who go to class, who visit class without any, tools, obviously. So teachers claim themselves everything is in their head. So that's the fallacy actually. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Betzer, for highlighting. Now I move to Bini Bhattarai ma'am. This time we are likely to have so many words from Bini Bhattarai ma'am.
Sir, Vijay sir have so many content as we all can see in his slides. So that one part he focuses on like lesson plan preparation. They were only focusing on textbook, and he talked about the lesson plan also. So overall, Vijay sir needs assessment. Provide a clear picture of the area where teachers require support to enhance their like learning, and their main finding highlighted the importance of focused teacher training program to enhance teaching effectiveness, and ultimately to improve the learning experience for students also.
Good. Good. Thank you, man. Do you have any feedback to him?
No, sir. I have only reflection over his presentation.
So thank you, man, for sharing a couple of words for appreciation upon the presentation given by Vijay sir. Really. So he chose this area that teachers have spent years and years, but unfortunately they do not follow well structured lesson plan. So although they make item writings, they make different questions, but they lack what kind of level of cognitive, what kind of level of cognition they are going to address. Okay? So since Bloom's taxonomy gives different layers of cognition, so from understanding to creating level. Yes, obviously we teachers are, as Vijay sir already discussed about it, that we must be aware of what kind of questions are we going to ask, what kind of lesson are we going to give. It's a pretty good point that is being discussed here. So thank you, Benny man. Yes, following Benny man, yes, Eliza ma'am, I can see it. Then move to, okay, fine. Yeah, Eliza ma'am.
Sir, am I audible now?
Yes, you are being heard, ma'am.
Okay, sir. B sir has presented so well because even in our classroom, we do have a lesson plan, but we don't follow the Bloom taxonomy. And even most of the teachers in our school are well experienced. They have already taught for like they have already experience of teaching for like 16, 17 years. But instead of knowing the Bloom taxonomy, they don't even plan their lessons properly. But we do believe that the lesson plan is a frame of our classroom. So with this training, I think the bachelor's trainees will be benefited, so even all the teachers, whoever is participating in the training, so.
Okay, obviously. So, Eliza ma'am, just you nailed it, obviously. So, teachers claim themselves they are experienced one. But the problem with them is they do not use right kinds of action verbs while delivering their class. Sometimes, yes, I remind you to observe one of the classes by any of the teachers unknowingly, let's say without giving them hint that they are being observed by you. Just take a look, closer look, and see what kind of questions do they ask to their children, right? उहाँहरूले सोध्ने क्वेसनमा सो हाउ डु दे सेट क्वेसन्स अनि स्टुडेन्टले कसरी एन्सर गर्न सकिरहेको छ कि छैन. Okay, obviously, those things are very much crucial to be aware of the existing classroom modality. So, classroom pedagogy, how we design it, how we make our lesson creative, or let's say comprehensible. Okay, so the word comprehensible means to say how we make our learning effective or well delivered as well as well received, provided that we have had this idea, Bloom's taxonomy's idea, as Vijay said,
And just sir,
that
because of that, I believe that we are not getting the effective learning outcome from the learners also, from the teachers and learners both.
yes. So I can't believe anymore, right? सो यस द्याट्स द प्रब्लम एक्चुली प्रब्लम सानो यति नै हो अरू नै छैन क्या अनि एज एलिजा म्याम एडेड राइट नाउ द्याट why is lacking why students fail why we do not get the expected level of learning achievement so there is a question there is an answer because of question there is answer there is problem because of the problem there is answer so, as Sadhguru mentioned, there is life, there is death, like that. If there is no life, there is no death. Just that is one of the statements given by him. Just I remember all the time. So, likewise, there is problem, that there is solution. There is there are way outs, but how we mitigate that challenges, right? We have so many tools, but the problem is that we do not have time. One point. Another point is that we claim ourselves we are experienced. We bring more than 10 years experience. What the hell with Bloom's taxonomy? That's the statement that we happen to hear. We even ourselves happen to say. Okay? So it's kind of challenged by Vijay Adhikari, sir. Really, yeah, we understand that. Okay, thank you, Lisa ma'am, for adding one more point. Yeah, look at here how beautiful our class is going on. So yeah, you just are sharing so many wonderful ideas. One presents one thing, then there will be a lot of reflections, a lot of ideas are continuously immersed. So this I really like. You carry different roles. So Kalpana Khanal ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So does it give you any takeaway like that? Yeah, I should think about it based on the
Yes,
policy.
sir. First thing that sir is going to, sir is alone. That is very good thing. We discussed in group. We are working in group, but he is doing it alone. That's one of the best thing he's trying to do. And he also mentioned that schools are easily available. He had good rapport with the team members of the school. That is also one benefit for him. And the topic he has chosen is really a hot topic. It's very needed, new also. So many teachers might not be aware of this topic, Bloom's taxonomy. It would be more effective to give it as a training, but it also had challenges. That though the terms it looks simple, but it is. I found it very difficult to apply. So it varies a lot. Those meanings, those words are really difficult to integrate with the topic. So it can be challenging too. However, he has taken the risk. That's very good of him, and he's doing it alone. That's other good point. And he presented really well. We got the good overview of of the training sessions he's going to held. And he also talked about the materials that template you would show of the lesson plan sample that would also be very effective to take the training. I think overall, I wish him good luck for the training. So it was good.
Okay, thank you, Kalpana. Really, really. So this is a hotcake for we all educators that we dream of changing something else. We dream of bringing something else new in academia, particularly in school, right? So yes, since we dream of bringing something new to our classroom, that we must think about it. That what we speak, how we speak to our young kids, to our learners, right? So are we delivering our communication properly? Are we delivering our lessons properly? Are we using the action verbs properly? So really, those questions always charge us, right? So we have to be careful about those things. That why, how are we talking to them? How are we designing our items? How are we designing our test items also? Okay, so obviously this will be. So I don't know whether Vijay sir will address the test, how we design the test as per the Bloom's taxonomy. Maybe he will be talking about that also. I think he will join this idea when he uh, get the time for sharing his answers, or let's say his reflection back. Okay, so moving forward to then after Kamala Khonal ma'am, Kamala Joshi ma'am. So quickly, one sentence, or let's say, yeah, just you can feel free to share anything that is playing in your mind.
Okay, sir. Well, he gave wonderful presentation in detail. I found that Bloom taxonomy is a new topic. It's a new for me, and because I am not a teacher, I'm not experiencing before, and it's a very important topic as well. Because teachers should follow the lesson plan in their one area. It will be the challenging topic for him, but he will be able to do well. We wish to good luck for him. I really enjoy it, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you, ma'am. So knowing that I'm not experienced also is good job, by the way, right? So knowing that I don't know, suppose, so it is good symptom of being educated, good symptom of being a scholar, I suppose, Kamala ma'am. So for your answer, so obviously not knowing is very important. So people don't know that they don't know, right? So you know it. That means, right? So then you start. Good evening, sir. Sir, you came here. Okay. So no matter, sir. Just you inform me that you would be a bit late. Yeah. Okay. Yes, I like the way you spoke. By the way, yeah. Okay, nice hat, man. There is a nice socks also. Yeah, we are enjoying the session with Vijay Adhikari, sir. You missed it, by the way. Just you can catch up the video, right? The video will be there. So it was mind blowing. Just yeah, we are having the reflection session right now. Okay, Kamala Joshi, ma'am, and moving forward to Ramkrishna, sir. Yeah, he speaks.
Yes, sir. Uh, Thank you, Vijay sir, for providing wonderful content regarding designing lesson plan with aligning the Bloom's taxonomy. You have mentioned, and it has the six level of cognitive level that you have presented very well. And Vijay sir always brings with the creative types of topic, even in a single or normal type of content he brings or he presents with a creative way, like he has presented today also. And I am little bit curious regarding his presentation. Aligning Bloom's taxonomy level while conducting training is not an easy task, but uh, it has three levels, sorry, six level of Bloom's taxonomy. And which level you are going to focus, or or are you going to align all level of the Bloom's taxonomy, or you are going to particularly focus one specific level, sir?
Okay, thank you, Ramkrishna, sir. I think you will answer all the questions by the time all our reviewers mention. So, Ramkrishna, sir, would you add anything more? I think you are done with your comment, right?
Yes, sir, I have
Okay,
done,
okay,
sir.
thank you, thank you, thank you. So I think Peter sir is noting them down. Okay, thank you, Rami sir. Yes, really. So it is quite inspiring. Whenever Vijay sir, takes turn, so he takes turn quite unique way. I like it. So moving to Rasmi Bhattrai. Yes.
Okay, sir. So yes, Vijay sir is known for that. He's creative. He has amazing critical skills. So he's wonderful. So his presentation was also really clear, and the topic was really prevalent because the place I'm in village now. I mean,
Oh,
the village. There are so many schools they do not apply this lesson planning kind of thing. Last time also when I talked to them, they just smiled and they said we have not used this till yet, but we are planning like this kind of things they shared. So only few of schools are applying this lesson planning, and SOR is working in Bloom taxonomy. So it is really great start. Like is I think his area is also like rural kind of place, or I don't know. So it will be a great uh, training also by Vijay sir. So I have just one question to Vijay sir. Like he mentioned, the school it's small, and the he had chosen participants like from class 5 to 8 only. I saw there. So sir, how many participants will be there around? Like, or Are you only focusing on English language teachers? I hope not. I guess not.
Yeah. So, Rasmi, are you done with your comment? I think you are done. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, okay. So he mentioned those things in his first or second slides. So you will catch up your ideas, right? Your comment there. Obviously. So I like the way Rasmi Bhattai speaks, descriptive. So whatever she does, sometimes she speaks in a descriptive way, sometimes she writes in a descriptive way. So she talks about the five senses. If I saw that he was like that, or let's say I found the person was doing that. So just speaking that small portion while talking, while writing, that makes a lot of sense. I use, I just encourage Rosimian to keep on speaking or writing in that way. So yes, even we catch up, just we collect even small milu, small aspect of someone or something else there, what is there. Yeah, really, that makes sense also. Sometimes we we find American people, right? So what how they speak is, they speak what the reality, what the real ground is there, how the participant was with, or who the person was with, what he was or she was talking to. So like kind of visualization, we see it. So thank you, Rasmian, for visualizing upon his presentation. So yes, obviously, how many participants will be there? Either he is going to give presentation, like we're going to give a session for English teachers only, or he is going to mix up. Yeah. So he will come up with the answers when all reviewers are done with the reviews. Okay. Now moving forward to Rita Khatri ma'am. Yeah, Rita ma'am is quite busy, maybe with family. Yeah. Yeah. So Sabina ma'am.
Yes, yeah, talking about our business's presentation, it's a very wonderful and topic, and it's very applicable ones. And we like most of us are aware of this Bloom's taxonomy and even the revised version as well. And yeah, he's really the gemstone of our class. Always. His way of presentation, in-depth presentation, always motivates us, and his creativity and he always brings the new idea. And main thing is that in-depth one. And I have no any comments and no any advice to Bizarre. It just if I provide him, if I give him some suggestion, it's just like. Uh, just a drop of water in the ocean. So it's better not to say all these things. Yeah, so it was wow and wonderful, and hats up to Vijay sir, and hope his upcoming training session will be also wonderful as well. And all the best, Vijay sir.
So having listened to Sabina ma'am, maybe Saru sir is, yeah, it's just feeling that I missed a lot of things today. Yes. Okay. So yeah, thank you, Sabina ma'am, for giving some appreciative words, as well as that pinpointing that how a business comes up in the class, right? So yeah, really, we find some students, they deep dive into the issue until or unless they find gems, they just keep on deep diving. It's a pretty good idea actually. So yeah, this is the real example of we are becoming scholar, we are becoming research oriented students. That how deep level we go into. It's very important. That example is business. Yeah, really. So thank you so much for appreciating him there. And moving forward to Sanju ma'am. Yeah, Sanju ma'am, she speaks quite with sense of humor also. I like it. Sanju ma'am, are you there? Yeah.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Okay.
Okay, Vijay sir. All of you, good evening. And once again, congratulations, Vijay sir. We have heard from you ample of time. And yes, obviously, when Vijay sir speaks, he always comes up with that thought-provoking ideas or presentation that we are compelled to think twice and thrice time. And yes, sir, again, a big congratulations to you. And then after, yes, First of all, you highlight such an important point that actually many teachers in Nepal still go to class without a proper lesson plan. And also with that, your presentation clearly showed how planning lessons using Bloom's taxonomy can help us move beyond just remembering that six action verb you mentioned, yes, and that actually support our students in applying, analyzing, evaluating, and even creating. So that's such a powerful way to think about teaching in the sense of your mid assessment presentation. I really loved it. And also, I appreciate how clearly you explained everything. It was practical, it was relevant, and definitely something that will help us to improve our classroom practices. Even sometimes I fail to do such activities. Sometimes I too go without a preparing lesson plan, and that's a big
Okay.
embarrassing thing for me. And yes, sir, thank you so much for sharing your.
So, okay. So, thank you so much, ma'am. I think
You
this
clearly nailed it.
presentation, I think this presentation was mocking you, maybe.
Yes, sir, some yeah, yes, yes, sir. In some certain way,
Yeah.
it pinched me. Okay, thank you.
So, thank you. I like the way you maintain your sense of humor since I met. Okay, I like it. Really, the idea was thought-provoking in the sense that are we really using Bloom's taxonomy? So it was the main question that he was going to ask. Although he didn't ask this question, so we could easily figure it out that he was asking this question. Although the presentation was based on all the answers, but we got this question: are we really using Bloom's taxonomy? So that was the real question that he was asking to us. Okay, so thank you, Sanju ma'am. Then Srijana Basari ma'am.
Yes, sir. So it was like really wonderful presentation, very detailed and elaborated presentation given by BZ sir. As we know that lesson plan is like when it's a framework for teacher to go in the class, and like how he presented like materials, what he going to. It was like really appreciated. Like it's very detailed, so I really like it, and I like to wish him all the best. I think the training would be definitely a success. Thank you so much.
Okay, so very short and sweet remarks actually. Yeah. So the problem is that yeah, as business also talked about the structured plan, how we framing our relation. As, Srijana ma'am left one word, very wonderful word I should say, because yeah, how we are we really framing our class, right? Only the classroom is certain, classroom is in certain decoration, classroom is in certain structure, but are we really structuring our lesson, or only we are structuring our building? That's a very big challenge point that Srijana ma'am left to us. Yeah. So only schools have four walls and floor, desk, bench, everything else. Things are well structured. Yeah. So from physical part. So are we really framing our relation with the ideas mentioned by Vijay sir? So that was the point left by Srijana ma'am actually. Yeah. So which will be highlighted by Vijay sir. So now we have two participants, but I don't know whether I should give Saru sir to share the reflection since he could not participate. However, although, so Sudeepa ma'am, could you please quickly share your ideas?
Yes, it was really wonderful presentation. Sir explained all the details in. He was so calm and explaining all the details during the presentation, like what will he be doing for this topic. Uh, he has planned very well for the training, and I like the most. What I like the most about his presentation is that he even mentioned he will prepare our sample lesson plan,
Ah,
which we have to do. As even in one of the class of Luxman sir, he mentioned that
mm,
before we assign the students anything to write it down, we have to provide them one sample so that they get a clear view of what we wanted in their writing. So that's what I found in his presentation. Actually, I really loved his presentation. I mean, we just felt that as if we are in a training program. That's what I felt listening to his presentation. It was a detailed presentation, explained everything so clearly. Congratulations, sir.
Okay.
Thank you. That's all, sir.
So thank you, Subhiba ma'am. Thank you for yes, really. Just the this is about sample lesson plan, sample things. So as you cited the idea from Professor Gewali as well. So yes, until and unless we prepare the structured kind of things, then we give it to our children, right? And based on that structured format, then the students start learning it, using it as a resource, as a toolkit. So yes, it is quite really. We also are expected to give some kind of structured plan so that teachers can see it and start following the kind of structure we have given to them. Yes. So thank you so much, ma'am. Moving forward to Saru sir. Saru sir, I have one question to you. Yes, Saru sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So it will be incomplete if I do not ask you a question, right? So how often do you use this Bloom taxonomy in your classroom? Yeah.
As an educator, yeah, definitely I often use this Blues taxonomy. Yes,
Okay.
I use inside my classroom. Yeah.
While teaching, while designing the objectives,
Not
symbols.
like while teaching, but before teaching, because while implementing my plans, and I use that also. And then after using in my lesson plans, then it will be easy for me to teach my students.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Yes. Yeah. We are the educators. We want to see some kind of changes in our area, in our school. Um, okay, now we are almost done with the review taking session. Now, Vijay sir is pretty ready. So he is anxiously waiting to answer, to give his, a vote of thanks as well as the answers. There were a few questions, by the way. The questions were lightly asked. So yeah, I also have noted those questions down. So I think hand in hand he might have done it. Okay, Bijay sir. Yes, before I start my short presentation on त्यो निर्देशिका शिक्षण प्रशिक्षण सक्षमता प्रारूप निर्देशिका. So I just yeah. Now it is your turn to give some words back to our reviewers.
Okay, sir, thank you. And thank you, all my dear friends, for such wonderful words for me. Actually, I had not expected that it will be this kind of interesting sharing. But anyway, it was, and many friends realized. And I'm happy that how my friends recognized the importance of this session also. So, okay, quickly going to the questions. I have noted two questions actually. Two of the friends only actually asked question, and the first question was by Ram sir, and he had asked like which level of Bloom's taxonomy will you focus since there are six. So, Ram sir, I think I had briefly tossed this aspect in my presentation. At one place, I had told I had said while we are focusing on the higher order thinking skills, which are the top three skills, we cannot totally ignore the bottom three, because there is a very crucial need of balancing those skills. I mean, we cannot always focus on making our students able to create something of their own. So to be able to create our one kind of knowledge, or our one things, we need input first. Therefore bottom three skills are also equally important. The problem only, as of now, I mean, with the classroom, the pattern that we have in our classroom teaching, is that we focus almost, let's say, 90% in these three skills, mostly remembering. That's what has been established is the, let's say, um, how to say, standard of measuring the educational success, which is changing with time. And now people, especially educators, are realizing that to make their students competitive and relevant in this like AI and fast moving world, they must enable their students, or they must equip their students with let's say, independence kind of skills, because these like creation, evaluation, and application, these actually liberate a person, in the sense that they they depend less on others, knowledge, or what others say. They are able to create their one kind of knowledge, and they are able to like manipulate whatever they have learned to create something different. So it's really important to focus on the top three skills, while bottom three also have their one places, and we cannot totally discard them. So that's my answer to Ramsar. And moving on to Rosmi ma'am's question, I think this also was, I mean, I had talked on this
Yeah,
during my presentation. Maybe she missed this
how
part.
many participants were like that?
Yeah. So I actually had, yeah, I mean, initially I had thought of gathering two three schools in that vicinity, but I thought maybe with, I mean, when I try to make it grand, then I will be needing some extra arrangement to be done. So I because we are budget constrained at this phase also, so I just decided to keep it simple, because this training with the English teachers of one small school can be conducted totally inside the school itself. We don't need a kind of a hall, or other bigger arrangements. So that was one reason, and another reason was like, if there are less participants, then I can communicate better as like facilitator with each of them. And the total share of the time they will be getting during the session will also be more. So that increases the possibility of, let's say, uh, transferring the skill to the participant, which is the ultimate goal of any training session. So because of these, I chose Rasmi ma'am, that small school. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you, Vijay sir, and all the reviewers here. Um, let me see whether Muhammad sir is here or not. Yeah, he came today, but he left. This is the reality of it, without information. Okay, fine. Yes, obviously. I think so. Vijay sir, may I ask you? May I share a few words with you here?
Sure, sir.
Okay. Just let me connect one experience that I got from Nelta, because Saru sir also shares some Nelta experience, right? He like it. So so do I. I also share experience that I have got from Nelta, and it's conferences experiences. So 2 years ago, there was Nelta conference in at DAV school, and yeah, Saru sir also was there. Maybe some of our MEd groups were there, because at that time they were nagging to be there. So yeah, so at that time I just attended one of the sessions by on American speakers. So one of the American speakers talked about the same kind of thing. Today, Vijay sir reminded me the kind of experience that I got from. the participant, the speaker. So actually, it was not training, but it was like a session, right? Just I forgot the name of the session facilitator, but I mean, she was a female. Yeah, I'm damn sure that she was female, and she, why I reminded actually. So the reason behind reminded this experience is that she was distributing different kinds of flashcards, right? So maybe he was with me another time, but maybe he was being his own session as well. So in one of the rooms, I was there, and she was giving presentation, and she had some flashcards. I thought, she was like a school teacher, maybe bringing flashcards in front of the conference participants. So I was thinking like that, and when she started her presentation, I got to know that um, she was talking about the use of Bloom's taxonomy. Particularly, she was focusing on the action verbs, and she distributed six handouts. I mean to say, she distributed six, different flashcards, which were completely laminated. Look at how surprising it is. So those flashcards were completely, laminated. So from remembering to creating, every level of, every cognitive level was well laminated, and it was given to us. And so she formed a group. She formed six groups. There were about 20 or 25. So what happens is, if there is American speaker in Alta conference, then the room will be packed. So it is our general understanding. So was the case was there, and there were 30 students, 30 participants, and I was in one of the groups, and I was provided remembering level of that cognitive domain. So having said that, she uh, did share a lot of things. Even she um, ran some activities based on the six levels of that cognitive domain. Okay, and those things were there, and it was like it is effective one. Okay, so yeah, just business session reminded me that incident. Okay, yes. Uh, One point is here, either we are using that consciously or subconsciously. Sometimes even when Kalpana Khanal ma'am might have mentioned this. Yeah, sometimes what happens is we use this subconsciously, provided that we are experienced one. But most of the time we have to be quite conscious of having this idea. So thank you so much, Bijay sir, for bringing this unique things. Yeah, these are the very relative item. However, it is sometimes left behind. Thank you so much for sharing it, for letting us know about your plan of these things. Okay, now it's 30 past 7. What to do? Let's continue our session for 20 minutes, then we can adjourn our class. What to do? Shall we continue? Yes.
Sure, sir.
Sure,
Okay.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I have a question, if you allow me to ask to
Yeah,
BJ,
please,
sir.
please, please.
So, if I'm not wrong, like he presented using Bloom's taxonomy, and I think he's incorporating the lesson plans inside a classroom. If I'm not wrong, is
Yes.
that BJ, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, that's what I'm going to do.
Um, Okay, so normally when we plan our lesson plans, right? So normally in a Bloom taxonomy, there are three domains also. So we know that also, and just so he just explained about domains also. So regarding these three domains, we came to know about these domains when we were studying also. So if I have to repeat the three domains, like we do have cognitive domains also, affective domains, and psychomotor domains. So whenever we as a teachers or educator, when we make a lesson plans, we have to align all these three domains within our objectives also. I didn't get to see your lesson plan, so did you incorporate or did you align all these three domains in your lesson plan objectives?
Okay, sir. So I maybe that is like higher categorization of available six levels. I'm not quite sure, but from the words like you just uttered, I can guess like what these three like domains are related to. What I did was, because you are absent, so I'm going to recapitulate briefly what I did. I mean, what I'm planning to do is, so there are six cognitive like levels explained in Bloom's taxonomy. I mean, there were six in the previous version also that later got revised, and it still has six. So out of these six, we can further categorize this into two, according to many experts that I found when I went through literature. They have categorized these into lower order thinking skills, or in short lots, and higher order thinking skill as HOTS. So what we are trying to achieve using Bloom's taxonomy in education is, we want to educate a child in such a way that he or she becomes able to handle the situation in their life later on, in terms of like solving problem and taking decision, because many times people cannot come up with a solution whenever they stumble upon a problem. Okay, so the purpose of education is to make a person independent also, and the tool for independence is definitely education and knowledge. But we should instill the education and knowledge in such a way that the child becomes like quite independent, and or let's say self-dependent, maybe that would be perfect word. So to ensure that they possess those skills, we should train. I mean, every single class we take or give to the student is I mean, ultimately a training. Okay, we are trying to train them, for certain skill, or we are trying to instill some values and ethics and other kind of knowledge to the students. So using I mean, lessons can be taught. I mean, is been. I mean, it's been taught since long without integrating Bloom's taxonomy. But we still have like great people like doctors in everything, you know. So it's not like if this is not in place, then our education sector will completely devastate. The thing is only how we can achieve better, how we can better prepare our kids, for their life later on. Otherwise what happens is, as I was saying earlier, like we get to see that schools, they press more on remembering kind of and reproducing what they remember. The ability of child is mostly measured in the context of Nepal. The Nepal that I have seen so far. Maybe there are, I don't know what exactly the schools within the valley are doing, but in my region, how lessons are taken, I'm well aware of. And mostly the main focus of the teacher and the, I mean, I'm not sure if curriculum, maybe curriculum is better, but the implementer of curriculum, teachers, they might not have that skill, required to fulfill the learning, let's say,
They don't
outcomes
understand.
expected by the curriculum. So that's why, sir, we should teach the student, provoking them to think critically. We should try to make them critical thinker and problem solver, and be able to execute the knowledge, in their one practical life. And that can be achieved with designing our lesson by specifically, let's say, considering the top three levels, cognitive levels of Bloom taxonomy. So the aspect you raised was a little like a different thing. That was about what was that, psychomotor or
Psychomotor.
affective domain and
affective, cognitive.
Cognitive, affective, and psychomotor.
Cognitive. So that is related to different aspect of the development of a child, as a person. So maybe that's how we can utilize, I mean, see Bloom's text from. Also might be true, but I here for this purpose I have focused more on these six like levels, cognitive levels,
So here,
which,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So if sir allows me to add some more points here, in line with the question raised by Saurav sir. So here, here, what we focus on is, so mostly you have talked about three domains, as you have mentioned. One is cognitive domain, and the other is affective one, and psychomotor one. So cognitive domain is uh, is uh, like defined by six levels of cognitive domain by Bloom's taxonomy. Bloom's taxonomy talks about the six cognitive levels, right? And under the three domains, one of the domain is cognitive domain, likewise affective domain. There are other, as Vijay Adhikari sir mentioned, our focus is on how we make our learners solver as well as critical thinker. Likewise, under the affective domain, there are some verbs like characterizing by values, how we give them sort of value, okay, which affect in their mind, organizing, conceptualizing, how we conceptualize their young mind. Likewise, how we create value, how we establish them to respond, how we develop their receiving capacity in them. So those things come under affective domain. Likewise, as Saru sir already mentioned, there is one more domain, that is psychomotor one. So it is like it is like naturalization, how we naturalize our learning, how we um, teach them in a different, naturalistic way, how we articulate the situation, how we make them precision, how we make them how we make them able to give their rationality, their critical thinking, right? And those things are there. Okay, so mostly cognitive domain is well defined by Bloom's taxonomy, although there are three domains as you have mentioned. So Vijay sir discussed a lot about it. So obviously, mostly the thing is that whatever domain are we using, so whatever strategies we are using, since we expect our learners must have had the idea of critical thinker as a problem solver, since we are in 21st century, right? So although it was developed in 90s, it is it is still applicable in order to cope with the 21st century skills. So yeah, by using them hand in hand, those three domains, we try to make our learners as creative as possible, as capable as possible for problem solving skills. Okay, so that's the things. So it was quite wonderful discussion. By the way, I thought I should not disturb them. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
I asked that question because for my students, I'm teaching grade four learners, and my learners, they need to sit for assessment also, because I'm also using these blue taxonomy, applying this blue taxonomy to create assessment also. So yeah, I follow the same kind of hierarchy, that thing in my mind while making this, because while going all this, I came to know that most of the students, we call it cognitive levels also, and in terms of like general knowledge, they really do not know. So while talking about the students, like we used to study many things, but we know little bit history and general knowledge, right? The students nowadays, they really do not know. So my main focus point is why their general knowledge is not that good, why they can't remember the history, the dates, and all that things. And even talking about like numeracy, they are really pretty poor. So there are many schools in Nepal. So they called progressive schools or whatever. Uh, at the end, the students' knowledge is not that good. Like though they can speak well,
Yeah.
so that's why I was asking this. I
Yeah,
know like
really,
level
really.
of
So sorry for
Mhm.
interruption. So because of that, Vijay sir, yeah, you remember Vijay sir was saying some sentence like, so I don't know, just he didn't know whether that kind of all levels of action verbs have been used by value teachers, those teachers who are teaching at in the center, right? So yes, obviously, Vijay sir, what I think is, I'm not sure whether teachers are using six levels of interpretation, six levels of cognitive domains, right? From remembering to creating. As Sarus are also doubted at this point, right? Whether those progressive, so-called progressive schools are using it or not. Only they are collecting money or giving for progressive education. They have very nice buildings, as already mentioned by, one of our friends mentioned that. Yeah, it's Rasmi. No, maybe it's who else? Maybe Rasmi. No, Savina. No, Srijana. Yes, Srijana was talking about the kind of framework. So yeah, we focus on nice buildings. We have nice. We have a, ICT board as well. Very nice glossy board is there in front of the students. And more than 5 lakhs, 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs boards are there. Right? And how is the board being used? That is another question. And another question is we have constructed a very nice building. Why are we constructing that building? That is another question. So are we really questioning our lesson planning? Are we really questioning what we are speaking with our children? That's the things. So therefore, we have to frame. We have to make certain frame before we enter into the classroom. Maybe Sarasar also was doubted at that. Yeah, are the progressive schools really being progressive in terms of using Bloom's taxonomy, six levels of interpretation for their for delivering their class. अनि अघि भन्नुभयो like mostly we focus on remembering kind of things, understanding level only. Our questioning, our test items, know, our every kind of activities are based on either remembering or understanding. Are we really, pushing our learners to create the things? That's a big deal, actually. Yes, no. Sometimes we have kind of questions that questions remain very abstract one. How we make this abstract question into concretize? So to concretize, our abstract mind, maybe Vijay sir's session will make the teacher's abstract mind into concretized one. We believe it. So many things are on the shoulder of Vijay sir right now to figure them out. Okay, so Vijay sir, you are just taking lots of charge, lots of work there to figure it out, and then how you deal with the teachers. Wish you all the best, sir, for this kind of things. I was just taking everything else. I almost completed my 6 pages right now, running notes that you were giving presentation from scene setting to that post training sessions. Okay, sir. So I advise you to use some kind of flashcards. Just I shared the Nelta experience that I got from Nelta. One speakers well speaker from the US, and she distributed 6 different flashcards to us. So why not? It can be done by you. Yeah, it can be easily done by you. Do it. होइन यो चाहिँ हजुरलाई पछि पनि काम लाग्छ. सो टेक इट ब्याक वेन द ट्रेनिङ इज ओभर. होइन त्यो चाहिँ हजुरले गर्नु होला. बिकज सर आई थिङ्क यु आर लिसनिङ टु मी. त्यो 6 कार्ड्सहरूलाई त्यसलाई चाहिँ लेमिनेट गरेर हजुरले ग्रुप वर्क पनि गराइदिनु होला. इट्स प्रिटी गुड राइट. इट विल बी रादर इन्फर्मेटिभ अल्सो. एउटा त्यो गर्नु होला. अर्को चाहिँ लाइक थिङ्क अबाउट द बजेट अल्सो. Even our Sabina ma'am, other Chiring ma'am, they were talking about budget kind of things, even khaza, pani, those kind of things were highly discussed about it. यो कुराहरू पनि होइन यहाँ पनि अलिअलि बजेटको कुरा छ. थोरै यसमा पनि हजुरले यसो ख्याल गर्नु होला. ओके. Yes, is it okay? So now, yes, I'm feeling a bit, I didn't have sound sleep last night because I had to go to Arigat, and So I think I was earning during the presentation maybe, but one thing is that next thing is that I'm losing my voice. Maybe my voice is not clearly heard, I suppose. के गर्ने होला आई विल सेयर माई स्लाइड अन मोडल म हजुरलाई त्यहाँबाट सेयर गर्छु त्यो हेर्नु होला नेक्स्ट विक चाहिँ त्यसमा पनि छलफल गर्छौँ एन्ड आई थिङ्क आई सुड take some sort of a rest if you don't take it otherwise because of the things right हिजो राति राति आउनु पऱ्यो हेर्नु न उहाँ आर्यघाटबाट एकदमै यङ मान्छेलाई घुमाउनु पऱ्यो अनि लाइक त्यति आई डिन्ट ह्याभ साउन्ड स्लिप अल्सो अनि द्याट्स द प्रब्लम वाट टु डु अब यसो गरौँ यसलाई मैले मेरो चाहिँ क्विकली मैले के बनाएको छु भने एउटा सेयर गर्छु म यो जस्ट 2 मिनट मात्रै सो क्यान यु सी इट देख्नु भएको छ है
Yes, sir.
हजुर यो शिक्षक सक्षमता प्रारूप किनभने बिकज द रिजन बिहाइन्ड युजिङ नेपाली वर्ड इज यो अलिक पोलिसीको कुरा भएको भएर आई युज नेपाली वर्ड ओके यो चाहिँ मिनिस्ट्री अफ एजुकेसनको प्रपर्टी भएको भएर सो प्रशिक्षक सक्षमता प्रारूप विश्लेषण र तथ्याङ्क भन्ने छ सो टिचर ट्रेनर कम्पिटिसन फ्रेमवर्क भन्ने छ सो जस्ट आई विल लेट यु रिड दिस बाई योर सेल्फ अनि हजुरले अध्ययन गर्नु होला and then next day I will give my class based on these slides. Here are only 10 slides. I have prepared 10 slides and we'll discuss on it and then please go through it and I will share I will share this slide as soon as I finish this class and hopefully you enjoyed today's session and yeah, I was waiting our Mohammed sir, but Mohammed sir left it, and I don't know whether neither he sends me email nor does he have any information. Does he speak to me? That's the problem because of communication gap. There might be some problems might occur. Thank you so much. Yeah, Pramila ma'am also came. Okay, Pramila ma'am, I can see you over here.
Yes, sir.
Let's.
I was a bit late for class today.
हुन्छ म अलिकति अलिक गाह्रो पनि भइरहेको छ sorry for sharing my private problem by the way and then we'll see you on Sunday beforehand before Monday also यहाँसँग क्विकली केही त्यस्तो कुराहरू भयो भने थाहा पाऊँ भन्दै मैले त्यो म्याट्रिक्स हजुरलाई म बनाइदिन्छु अनि हजुरहरूको एक्सपेक्टेड डेट कहिले हुन्छ यसो राख्नु होला र अनि यो बिचमा चाहिँ केही टेलिफोन कन्भर्सेसन पनि हुनसक्छ मलाई वाट्सएप पनि मेसेज गरिराख्नु होला अनि म कम्युनिकेसन गरिरहेको छु है त सर म्यामहरू मैले रिक्वेस्ट गरेँ हस् थ्याङ्क यू
Sure, sir. Take care.
थ्याङ्क यू सो मच
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Take care. Good night.
Have a sound sleep, sir.